Om Sri Gurubhyo Namah Hari Om. So namaste to everyone. Today we will begin study of one of the most important texts in the Indian spiritual tradition, the Patanjali Yoga Sutras. And before we begin, and we will recite the Mangala sloka normally used to chant to pay our obeisance to Maharishi Patanjali. So please repeat after me. Please repeat. Yogena Cittasya Padena Vacham
Yogena Cittasya Padena Vacham
Malam Sharirasya Ja Vaidyakena
Malam Sharirasya Vaidyakena
Upakarotam Pravaram Muninam
Yoga Karotam Pravaram Munina
Patanjalim Pranjaliranatosmi
Patanjali Pranjaliranatosmi
Patanjalim Pranjaliranatosmi
Patanjali Pranjaliranatosmi.
So, when we hear the word yoga, usually people think physical posture, breathing, exercise, flexibility, or health. These are certainly valuable aspects of yoga. However, according to Maharishi Patanjali, yoga is much deeper. Yoga is a complete discipline for understanding the mind, removing the sufferings, and discovering the inner peace and realizing our true nature. The word yoga comes from the Sanskrit word yuj. That's a root word for yoga, meaning to unite, to discipline. Yoga helps us bring harmony between people, our own body, breath, mind, intellect, our deeper spiritual nature. The teachings of yoga were present in Veda, Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, and many Asian traditions. Maharishi Patanjali gathered the teachings, organized and systematically, and presented to us in a form of short statements called sutras. A sutra is a very brief and carefully composed sentence containing deeper meaning. The Sanskrit word sutra literally means the thread. Alpaksharam Sannigtham. sarvadomukam. Just as a thread holds flowers together in a form of in a garland, the Yoga Sutra connects many profound teachings into one complete spiritual path. The text begins with the famous statement, Atha Yoganushasanam. Atha means now. Yoga means discipline of yoga. Anushasana means a systematic teaching received through tradition. Therefore, the meaning is, now begins systematic teaching of yoga. The word now is a very significant word. It indicates that the student is ready. After gaining sufficient maturity, discipline, interest, and commitment, the seeker approaches the teaching with attention and humility. Patanjali then gives the central definition of yoga. Yoga chitta vritti nirodha. That is the second one. Yoga is a mastery, regulation, or quietening the modification of the mind. Our mind constantly moving, thoughts, memories, desires, fears, worries, expectations, likes and dislikes, always continue to arise this. When the mind is disturbed, we are unable to see ourselves and the world clearly. We react emotionally and become controlled by our own thoughts. But Patanjali does not teach us to hate the mind or destroy the thoughts. He teaches how to understand and purify discipline and gradually quieten the mind. When the movements of the mind become calm, Patanjali says, Tada drashtu swarupeva sthanam. Then the seer abides his own nature. Who is a seer is a pure consciousness within us. The silent awareness that observes the body, the senses, the emotions, the thoughts. Normally we identify ourselves with the changing conditions of the mind or the body. We say, I am angry, I am sad, I'm afraid, I'm disturbed. Yoga helps us to recognize that anger, sadness and fear are experiences appearing in the mind. They are not our essential nature. Yoga Sutras are traditionally arranged in 4 sections or 4 padas. The first pada is called Samadhi Pada, which explains the nature of yoga, the mind, concentration, meditation and samadhi. The second pada is called Sadhana Pada, which explains spiritual practice that causes suffering, Kriya Yoga, and the 8 limbs of yoga. The third, Vibhuti Pada, which describes the deeper states of concentration and extraordinary abilities that one may arise through practice of advanced practice. The fourth section or fourth pada of Yoga Sutra is Kaivalya Pada, which explains the liberation, the complete freedom of pure consciousness from ignorance and bondage. Patanjali's best known teachings is Ashtanga Yoga, the 8-limbed path. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana and Samadhi. What is Yama? Yama is ethical restraints. He will teach us how to practice that. Then the Niyama is personal discipline. Pranayama is well known. Regulating the breathing. Pratyahara is a withdrawal of the senses. Then go into dharana. Dharana is concentration. Concentration of the mind. Then he teaches dhyana and then samadhi. So these are the 8 limbs. Yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana and samadhi. These 8 limbs shows us that yoga is not merely exercise performed for a few minutes. Yoga is a way of living. It begins with the truthfulness, violence, self-discipline, purity, commitment, devotion, and responsibility. It gradually leads the seeker from outwardly distracted life to inner stillness and spiritual freedom. Patanjali also emphasizes 2 essential qualities: abhyasa, steady and continuous practice. So if you remember Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan teach Arjuna how meditation need to be done. After explaining meditation, Arjuna says, Bhagavan, controlling the mind, what you taught me, that is almost impossible. Arjuna must have tried before. He says, it is impossible for me. I can control the wind, but I cannot control my mind. Bhagavan says, yes, Arjuna, that is correct. What you said is correct. But by abhyasa, you can do it. Repeated practice with the focus, you should be able to do it. That's what Patanjali also says, steady and continuous practice. And then he teaches vairagya, freedom from attachment. Practice without detachment may create pride and expectation. Detachment without practice may become weakness and or indifference. Therefore, both are equally required. We begin the study. Let us approach Yoga Sutras not merely as an ancient philosophical book, but as a practice for a practical guide for our daily life. These teachings can help us to manage stress, understand our emotions, develop concentration, improve relationship, reduce necessary sufferings, and move forward with a lasting peace. May Maharishi Patanjali, our teachers, and the entire Guru Parampara bless us with clarity, sincerity, discipline, and devotion as we begin the sacred study. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So now I will share the Yoga Sutras and please repeat. I will chant 2 or 3 times. Then one by one, please repeat. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Om Sri Gurubhyo Namah Hari Om. Adha yoganuशासनम्.
Atha yoganushasana.
Adha yoganuशासनम्.
Atha yoganuशासनम्.
Now begins the systematic teaching of yoga. That's what it means. Let's chant one more time. Adha yoganuशासनम्.
Atha yoganuशासनम्.
Then we'll go to the next one. Yoga chitta vritti nirodha.
Yoga chitta vritti nirodha.
Yoga chitta vritti nirodha.
Yoga chitta vritti nirodha.
Yoga is quietening and mastery of the movements of the mind. It's only one person. Okay, let Radha do it now, so that way it's clear that everyone can hear. Yoga chitta vritti nirodha.
Yoga chitta vritti nirodha.
Yoga chitta vritti nirodha.
Yoga chitta vritti nirodha.
The third sutra. Tada drashtu swarupe vasthanam.
Tata drashtaswarupe vastanam.
Tada drashtu swarupe vasthanam.
Tata drashtaswarupe vastanam.
Then the seer rests in his own nature, his own true nature. Let's chant one more time. Tada drashtu swarupe vasthanam.
Tata drashtaswarupe vastanam.
The fourth sutra. Vrittisarupyamidaratra.
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 At other times, the seer identifies with the changing thoughts of the mind. Let me chant one more time. Vrittisarupyamidaratra.
Vrittisarupyamidaratra.
We go to the fifth one. Vrittaya panchataya klishta klishtaha.
Vritte panjataya klishta aklishtaha.
Now, so let's chant it like this here. Vrittayaha. So actually, when you separate this here, Vrittayaha, Panchatayaha, Klishta, Aklishtaha. So that is the words. Because there's five things, right? Vrittayaha, Panchatayaha, Klishta, Aklishta. So Vrittayaha, Panchatayaha, there's five kinds, but that could be Klishta, Aklishta. That could be painful or not painful. So he tell us what the five is. Right? But when we chant Vrittayaha, there is the Vrittayaha, we will chant it like Vrittaya Panchataya Krishna. So there will be ka sound. Instead of Vrittayaha Panchataya Krishna Aklishtaha, we will chant Vrittaya Panchataya Krishna Klishtaha. All you have to do is extend a little bit Krishna Klishtaha. Actually, Klishta means Klishta and Aklishta. So, Klishta, Vrittaya Panchataya Klishta.
Vrittaya panjataya klishtaha.
Very nice. Vrittaya Panchataya Klishta.
Vrittaya panjataya klishtaha.
So, Klishtaha, Aklishtaha, there are two kinds. They could be painful and non-painful. So let's go to the next one. Pramana viparya vikalpa nidra smritayaha.
Pramana viparya vikalpa
Nidra smridayaha.
Nidra smridayaha.
Pramana viparya. You can say that first. Pramana viparya.
Pramana viparya.
Vikalpa.
Vikalpa.
Nidra smridayaha.
Nidra smridayaha.
Yeah. Don't forget the sa after nidra. That means nidraha. Nidraha. Pramana viparya vikalpa nidra smridayaha.
Pramana viparya vikalpa nidra smridayaha.
Now without stopping. Pramana viparya vikalpa nidra smritayaha.
Pramana viparya vikalpa nidra smridayaha.
Yeah, we'll do one more time because there's a long santi, right? The five together, five of the klishta together. Pramana viparya vikalpa nidra smritayaha.
Pramana viparya vikalpa nidra smridayaha.
We'll go to the next one. Pratyakshanumana gama pramanani.
Pratyakshanumana pramanani.
So again, what we'll do, Pratyakshanumana gama. So that visargam gama, Pratyakshanumana gamaha. So we'll change it to Pratyakshanumana gama. It's like sounding half pa, pramana half pa, because pa comes right after that. So pa. So when you do that, what happens? So more air comes from our throat. Pratyakshanumana gama pramanani.
Pratyakshanumana gama pramanani.
So, but there's a dirham there. Pratyakshanumana gama pramanani.
Pratyakshanumana gama pramanani.
Pratyakshanumana gama pramanani.
Pratyakshanumana gama pramanani.
Very nice. Correct knowledge comes through direct perception, inference, and reliable testimony. Viparyo midhya jnanam atadrupa pradishtam. Who's chanting next? Viparyo midhya jnanam atadrupa pradishtam. Panchaji?
Viparya
Viparyo, so we'll stop it. Viparyo mithya jnanam
Nityajnanam
adadrupa pradishtam.
Atadrupa pradishtam.
Viparyo mithya jnanam
Nityajnanam
adadrupa pradishtam.
Atadrupa pradishtam.
Viparyo mithya jnanam
Viparyo mityajnanam.
Viparyo mithya jnanam
Viparyo mityajnanam.
adadrupa pradishtam.
Atadrupa pradishtam.
Viparyo mithya jnanam adadrupa pradishtam.
Viparyo mityajnanam atadrupa pradishtam.
Very nice, Chaitanya. Wrong knowledge is false understanding that does not match the real nature of an object. Shabda jnananupati vastu shunyo vikalpaha.
Shabda jnananupadi vastu shunyo vikalpaka.
Shabda jnananupati vastu shunyo vikalpaha.
Shabda jnananupadi vastu shunyo vikalpaha.
So we should extend a little bit because this is dirgham. Shabdajnananupati vastu shunyo vikalpaha.
Sabdajnananupade vastu shunyo vikalpaha.
Yeah, shu also need to be extended because it is a dirgha sound. In Sanskrit, there are hrisam and dirgha. So this is dirgha. Shabdajnananupati vastu shunyo vikalpaha.
Shabdajnananupade vastu shunyo vikalpaha.
Very nice. Shabdajnananupati vastu shunyo vikalpaha.
Shabdajnananupade vastu shunyo vikalpaha.
The imagination is an idea created by words through no real object is present. Abhava pratyalambana vrittir nidra.
Abhava pratyayalambana vrittir nidra.
Abhava pratyalambana vrittir nidra.
Abhava pratyayalambana vrittir nidra.
Sleep is a mental state based on the experience of absence or non-awareness. Abhava pratyalambana vrittir nidra.
Abhava pratyayalambana vrittir nidra.
Om Sri Gurubhyo Namah Hari Om. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve santu niramayaha. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kachid dukha bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sri Gurubhyo Namah Hari Om.